You do your research, you find out that there's no paperwork on Big Meech. So if you go do your research, you find out that there's no paperwork on Big Meech. That's why you hadn't seen no paperwork. It's all hearsay.
You know what's crazy? People are always in my fucking business worried about what I'm doing, what Floyd is doing, what Floyd ain't doing, what I do got, what I don't got. Just know, I'm going to stay in my lane. I ain't going to fuck with nobody, and I don't want nobody fucking with me. If I go on vacation,
If you do your research, you'll quickly discover that there's no actual paperwork on Big Meech. That's why you haven't seen anything official. It's all hearsay. People are always up in my business, worried about what I'm doing, what Floyd is doing, or what Floyd isn't doing. But here's the deal. I'm going to stay in my lane. I'm not out here messing with anybody, and I don't want anyone messing with me. If I decide to go on vacation, that's on me. No need for anyone to be involved in that. Welcome back to Star Hush, where the tea is always piping hot and the drama never takes a break. Floyd Mayweather just sent a major warning to Charleston White, telling him to keep his mouth shut about the whole Big Meech situation, unless he's prepared for some serious issues. But let's be real. If you know Charleston White, you know. He's not the type to back down. This man has built an entire career out of speaking recklessly, and no amount of pressure, even from one of the richest boxers alive, is going to make him change his stance. So, here's where things get even. More intense. Ever since getting out of jail, Charleston has been on a non-stop media tour, doing interviews, dropping all kinds of controversial takes, and stirring the pot at every turn. When the Big Meech and 50 Cent situation came up, Charleston didn't hesitate to give his opinion. He didn't hold back. According to Charleston, 50 Cent had every right to cut Big Meech off because both Meech and his son, Lil Meech, got too cozy with 50's biggest enemies. And let's face it, loyalty is everything in this game. Charleston said it clearly. You can't bite the hand that fed you and expect to keep eating. And guess who one of those enemies was? Floyd Mayweather.
Looking at it from 50 position. I go get your son. And at the time when I meet your son, he's not making the best decisions in life. You know, they say he was strung out on them perks. And they like to pop them perks. 50 take him somewhat, I wouldn't say clean him up, but spend 2 years in acting classes that 50 paid for. It was hard finding somebody to play the role of Big Meech, so we picked your son. 50, according to 50, he's put over $5 million into the pockets of Lil Meech and the family's, financial, over $5 million. He's helped them make. Nigga blew your son up, and we bring you back to life. Prior to the BMF series, Big Meech was buried alive. Wasn't nobody saying his name. Jeezy wasn't really shouting him out no more. Was buried alive. So 50 bring life back to him, put his son in a position, turn his son into a millionaire, and he actually turned out to be a pretty good actor. You come home, I'm gonna put you in a better position. For you to go fuck Rick Ross, that's a slap in the face.
Now, word on the street is that Floyd was not happy about Charleston speaking on his name. Floyd is known for not letting things slide, and if he ever runs into Charleston, it could definitely get ugly. Everyone knows Floyd isn't involved in street beefs. His business is boxing, money, and keeping his billion-dollar empire intact. But when it comes to his name getting dragged into drama, Floyd is quick to step in and let people know he's not to be played with. But here's where things get interesting. Is Floyd actually trying to help Big Meech rebuild his legacy and get back on his feet? Or is he just using this opportunity to make power moves, get under 50 Cent's skin, and remind him who really holds weight in the industry? Either way, the drama is heating up, and we're here for every messy detail. Looking at it from 50 Cent's perspective, he was just trying to help Lil Meech when no one else would. When 50 met Lil Meech, the kid wasn't making the best decisions in life. There were reports that he was struggling with addiction, popping perks, and living recklessly. 50 saw the potential in him and stepped up, he sent him to acting school. For 2 years, paid for it out of his own pocket, and invested over $5 million into the family, giving Lil Meech a shot at a career he otherwise wouldn't have had. Before BMF, nobody was shouting Big Meech's name. He was buried in the shadows, with no one acknowledging his contributions. But 50 brought him back to life. He turned Lil Meech into a millionaire and a star. But when Lil Meech decided to link up with Rick Ross, that was a slap in the face to 50. It was a betrayal. This whole Big Meech situation is spiraling out of control, and now Floyd Mayweather and Charleston White are right in the middle of it. We know Charleston loves to stir the pot, but this time he really shook things up when he decided to speak out on the ongoing war between Big Meech, Lil Meech, and 50 Cent. Let's just say Charleston's take wasn't what people expected. He didn't hold back when he spoke on the snitching rumors, calling out those who keep throwing accusations around without any solid proof. He made it clear that, while many people are claiming Big Meech flipped on his own people, he personally hasn't seen any paperwork backing up those claims. And in Charleston's world, if there's no paperwork, it didn't happen. And if that wasn't enough to ruffle feathers, Charleston also took aim at 50 Cent's version of events, telling people to do their own research before repeating things they see online. Specifically, he addressed the rumors that Big Meech used Tammy Cowens to take down his associate Cuffy. Charleston straight up said that too many people are just running with the narrative without knowing the real facts. But here's the thing. While Charleston was trying to clear Big Meech's name, he made one thing perfectly clear. 50 Cent wasn't wrong for cutting Big Meech off. In his opinion, loyalty matters more than anything, and if Big Meech and Lil Meech were out here cozying up to 50's enemies, they deserved whatever came their way. And guess who didn't like that take? Floyd Mayweather. As soon as Charleston's interview dropped, Floyd made it known that if he ever runs into him, things could get ugly. Floyd didn't hold back, saying that this whole thing was a perfect example of how you need to be careful about who you bring into your circle and who you choose to put on. He specifically mentioned Lil Meech, saying, if you don't know who that is, he's the son of Big Meech, and Big Meech was one of the biggest dealers in Detroit. But after he came out of jail, he started linking up with 50 Cent's ops. Charleston didn't hold back either. He took a strong stance in favor of 50 Cent, saying that 50 had every right to be furious over this entire situation. He pointed out that when no one else was stepping up for Lil Meech, not even Rick Ross, 50 was the one who had his back, not just in words, but with real action. He put Lil Meech through acting school, paid for everything, and gave him the role of a lifetime. He turned Lil Meech into a star and set him up for success. So, after all that effort, imagine how disrespectful it must have felt when Lil Meech turned around and got cozy with 50's biggest enemies. Charleston said that anyone in 50's position would be mad if they invested that much time and energy into someone only for that person to turn around and align themselves with the opposition. And things only got worse because not only did Lil Meech betray 50, but Big Meech did the same by aligning himself with Rick Ross. Charleston flat out called Big Meech linking up with Ross a slap in the face and the ultimate act of disloyalty. In Charleston's mind, that betrayal came with consequences. He said that both Big Meech and Lil Meech deserved whatever payback 50 decided to throw their way. With Charleston fully backing 50 Cent, things are getting even messier. The lines are being drawn, and it looks like Big Meech is running out of people willing to defend him. The situation just keeps getting messier, and at this point, there's no turning back. The betrayal is deep, and 50 Cent isn't one to forgive easily. As we've seen, things spiraled when Big Meech linked up with Rick Ross for some quick cash after he got out of jail. But the real catalyst for everything was Lil Meech blowing through the money that 50 put in his pocket. After 50 saw Big Meech go behind his back to collaborate with Rick Ross, he went public, calling out Big Meech and accusing him of being a rat. He even went as far as claiming that Big Meech was out here cutting deals to protect himself while letting others take the fall. Lil Meech wasn't going to let his father get dragged, though, and tried to explain things by reaching out to 50 in the DMs, but 50 wasn't buying it. Instead of accepting the apology, 50 cancelled the BMF series and cut off Lil Meech's income, which sent shockwaves through the industry. This move divided the internet. Some thought Lil Meech was in the wrong, while others believed he should have stood his ground and defended his father. But the situation only got worse from there. Lil Meech and Big Meech started cozying up to Floyd Mayweather and Rick Ross, and at this point, it's clear they're trying to provoke 50. Floyd and 50's beef is well documented, and now Big Meech and Lil Meech are caught in the middle, using Floyd to get under 50's skin. They've been posting non-stop about their time spent with Floyd and Rick Ross, clearly doing it to get attention and make 50 angry. And Floyd isn't holding back either. He's been playing a long game, using Big Meech and Lil Meech to get under 50's skin, while he's also been accused of trying to orchestrate legal moves behind the scenes to deal with Charleston White. This situation has gone from industry beef to something way more personal. As much as Floyd Mayweather and 50 Cent have been at odds for years, Floyd is now using Big Meech and Lil Meech as pawns in his feud with 50. The question remains, will Floyd really help Big Meech and Lil Meech, or is he just using them to take shots at 50 while stirring up even more drama? Time will tell, but one thing is for sure. This drama isn't over, and it's only going to get worse. Stay locked in for more updates on this crazy situation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications because you won't want to miss what happens next. Catch you on the next one, my stars and hushes.